Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tan Liu from Professor Matthews Kolesti's class for the course GEB 4890, and today I'm going to represent the following data downloaded from Excel for this Tableau dataset project. First, we have 3 rounds that are comprised of 1, 2, 3. Also, the category of company, return on sales, asset turnover, return on assets, return on leverage, return on equity, sales, EBIT, profit, cumulative profit, SG&A, sales ratio, and contribution margin. On the first sheet, I created a bar chart where all the names are represented, and with columns of sum, TC measure, and rows of company. The red colors represent the least numbers, and green colors represents the greater numbers along with the average right here. So right now, the P measure, which is the parameter measure, is SG&A to sales ratio. So let's say if I want to change it to asset turnover, some of the names remain the same, but the number changes each time, and also the average as well. So if I change it to profit, it changes to 0K, 2K, 20K, which represents money because profit means money, and so orders remain the same, but all the numbers here changes as well as the average. On sheet number 2, we have measures by round, which is a line chart with columns representing rounds and rows representing some TC measures. So we have 3 rounds right here from the data set, as well as the names, all the names listed and the numbers, as well as the average, which is the orange colors represented. And so right now, and the parameter measure is also the ones that are used from the previous sheet. So right now we have our category of profit. So if we want to change it to something like cumulative profit, the TC measure here also represented the 0K, 50K, which is also by money, but the numbers also changes completely, and also the average as well for and what rounds it represents as well, as we can see here. So if we want to change it back to asset turnovers, the numbers completely change to the different numbers, and it tells us which of the rounds it represents, and the companies it represents, like the average, and a name like Baldwin and Andrews. On our third sheet right here is the measure comparison, which is a dotted chart with the columns of sum, measure 2, rows of sum, measure 1. So this chart represents the TC measure of measure 1 and 2, which is our duplicates. So which is why we have the parameters of measure 1 and 2 represent each categories, as well as the measure values, which is the size numbers, and the orange here also represents the average, and the other colors that are the same represents the name of those other competitors. So let's say if we want to change contribution from measure 1, measure 2, excuse me, we have the order of the names are changed as well as the numbers, as well as the average numbers also change. So if we want to change asset turnover from measure 1 to profit, those numbers are changed, and as we can see here, the orders are also changed. And 0K, 50K right here represents the money, and the numbers on the bottom for measure 2 also change as well. And lastly, on the last part, demonstration, we have a measure by company, which is which includes all 3 sheets right here. Let's say an example here. If we want to change the both of these charts are, as well as this one, represents the asset turnover. So if we want to change it to something like profit again, both of these charts changes as well as the orders of representative numbers they represented is represented. So if we want to change it to contribution margin, those orders changes as well. So that means we can have the option to edit it to the TC measure right here. So, and also here, like the third sheet, if we want to change the measure of comparison of profit to asset turnovers, they return to their original position to that spot. So if we set it up for contribution margin, P measure 2. So if we want to change it to something like profit, that's, those orders completely change as well. So that way, all anyone who views this chart can view the data sets all at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the video, and hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.